It's a beautiful time of year in Colorado with the fall colors and everything's changing. It's cool temperatures and it's great fishing. So cast aside your busy schedule at the Risers for Rett Fly Fishing Tournament in the Gunnison Valley. Jessica Lindsay, Executive Director of Rocky Mountain Rett Association, joins us along with Dr. Timothy Benke, Clinic Director at the Rett Clinic at Children's Hospital, Colorado, and mother-daughter duo, Tanya and Tatum Moore. So glad to have you all here, and thank you very much. Tanya, I want to start with you. You have a very special girl here with you.
Yes.
Now, is she special? She's your daughter.
Yes.
Tell us about her.
Well, this is Tatum, and I'm her mother, Tanya, as you said. And Tatum has Rett syndrome, which is a rare neurological disorder that forces her to be fully dependent on our care for all of her daily needs. She can't bathe herself, dress herself, feed herself. She basically has no hand function. As you can see, she does this like hand wringing.
Yeah.
She struggles with eating, so she has a G-tube for feeding. She struggles with mobility, and most of the individuals that have Rett syndrome or Rett-like disorders, they struggle from breathing disorders, scoliosis, sleeping issues, and most significantly are seizures.
Very, very complex disease. So it's not common.
Right.
And how hard is it to get information and or support?
You know, it is a rare disorder, but we are very lucky here in Colorado. About 2006, some families got together and created the Rocky Mountain Rett Association, and that association not only does family support, but it also does fundraising, and we raised enough money to start the Rett Clinic at the Children's Hospital in Colorado.
That's exciting news.
Yes.
And we have Dr. Benke here to tell us a little bit more about the Rett Clinic at Children's Hospital. Doctor.
So it's a special clinic, and we owe a lot to Children's Hospital for having the vision to set it up the way it is. But basically, because the girls have the needs that they do, and boys as well, you need a lot of different specialists to take care of them. And so we're able to put all of them in one place so that the girls and boys stay where they're at and the doctors come to see them. And we have 14 different specialists that will see patients at one visit. And so the families find that's very useful. And especially with the rare disorder, you want doctors who know something about the condition so that they can provide specialist advice to help their doctors, especially if they've come from a long distance. We see patients that come from North, South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, Montana, Wyoming. Wow. It's the full state area, as well as from across the country, come see us in the clinic because we're that special.
And I do understand that it's more common for girls than it is for boys.
Well, we don't know that for sure yet,
okay.
But because specifically for Rett syndrome, like what Tatum has, it is mostly girls that have it, but rarely boys do have it. And it is quite rare, so we think that there's probably about 500 in Colorado who have Rett syndrome. And the other types that are similar to Rett syndrome, like CDKL5 deficiency disorder, it might be 150. But it's all a question of getting people to get the diagnosis. It's a genetic disorder, and so you need a doctor who can recognize it and order the right test.
And thank goodness for the Rett Clinic. What else makes that clinic so special?
Well, it's the doctors that are there, and we have a very special nurse coordinator, Tristan, who she herds the cats and gets us all together.
That's great. That's great. Can you tell us what causes Rett syndrome? I think that's important for people to know.
It's a genetic disorder, but it's not necessarily inherited. We think that it happens around the time the egg and sperm come together. Rarely you can have a parent that's affected, but it's very, very rare.
What about a cure?
Well, that's a great question, because the Rett Clinic is serving as a platform to have cures, and we have a number of clinical trials that are happening right now, some that are going to happen soon, and we actually think that there might be gene therapy available in the very near future as a clinical trial.
Very, very hopeful. Jessica, you're here to help promote two great events that are coming up. One is the Risers for Rett. Tell us about that. It's a fishing event.
It is. It's a fly fishing event that we do twice a year, once in the spring and then again in the fall, down in Gunnison Valley at the Almont Resort. And teams come and participate in a 3-day tournament where they get to experience world-class waters and professional guides where they will float and wade.
Okay, how do we get registered for that?
You can go to risersforrett.org, and the event starts September 27th, and we have just 2 more team spots available, so we'd love to have those spots full.
We'll get those full today, and it's going to be a beautiful time of year up there. All right, so you also have Ride for Rett.
We do.
Something different for people who like to ride.
Yes, and it's a new fundraiser for us, so we're super excited about it. It's a spin class fundraiser, And we have some of the top instructors in Denver that have volunteered their time to help us. We'll be at the Chief Flow studio over on Stale Street. And some of the teachers are Donnell Arthur, Natalie McGee, Laura Bordeaux, and Sarah Fox have all donated their time to help us create this event.
Very exciting, and 2 great events for people who have different interests. Tanya, could you have your daughter tell the folks to come on out to support this event for us?
Absolutely, absolutely. Ready, Tatum?
Hi, Tatum.
Please help support me and my friends affected by Rett syndrome and Rett-related disorders in whatever way you can.
Absolutely.
You never know.
You never.
One day I could be back here in this same studio using my own voice to thank you instead of a computer-generated one. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Tatum. You just gave me chills. Fantastic. And thank you all so very much for joining us. All the best to each and every one of you.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. Folks, save the date and help support the Rett Clinic at Children's Hospital, Colorado. Risers for Rett, a fly fishing tournament, is taking place Thursday, September 27th through Sunday, September 30th in Gunnison. There are just a few team spots still available for this 3-day event. You can also help by doing the Ride for Rett. It's a spin class fundraiser on Sunday, November 4th from 8:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. at Chief Flow Gym in Denver. Register for Risers for Rett at risersforrett.org. Participate in Ride for Rett and start fundraising today at rmrett.org.